The 2024 PIAA Basketball Championships on PCN are sponsored in part by Allied Milk Producers, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, Lebanon Valley College, Max Preps, and the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs. The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, taking center stage in the PIAA basketball playoffs. Championship weekend has arrived. Our single-A boys title game has dwindled down to the final two in a rematch of last year's title game. It is Berlin Brothers Valley. The Mountaineers, beaten just twice in 30 games this year, taking on Amani Christian Academy. The Saints are 18-10. Very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to PCN's live coverage of the PIAA State Championships. Mike Zambelli, Jim Wills. Jim, it's deja vu all over again. A rematch of last year's game, which of course was won by Amani. We're looking for a high-scoring game. These are two of the most prolific offenses in the tournament.
Yeah, they are, Mike, and I think you're going to see a high-scoring game here today. And I think you're going to see a little bit of revenge coming out of Berlin Brothers Valley. I mean, they had a little bit of a beatdown last year, and it's going to be a different situation this year, I think.
Well, let's take a look at their journey to the state championship in terms of where they line up on the map. School colors for Berlin, blue and white, 1025 East Main Street in Berlin, Pennsylvania. Their total enrollment, 183, 95 females, 88 males. For Amani Christian Academy, a little over a 3-hour drive. Their school colors, black, Vegas, gold. 2150 East Hills Drive in Pittsburgh. Let's take a look. Tanner Prosser is in his 20th year, 28-2. His son has over 2,000 career points, averaging 25.6 per game.
Yeah, you're right. He's done a great job, averaging 25 a game, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.1 assists. When they go to do anything with the 97 threes as well, they go to do anything, it runs through Pace Prosser.
Beat Conemaugh Valley, Lancaster County Christian, Lancaster Country Day, and Linville Hill in a rematch of last year's Final Four. Mentioned they're averaging 76 points a game in the postseason, giving up 54. Kyrie Wilson is in his second term as the head coach. This is his first year in his second stint. Nate Brazil is a senior 6-footer who is having a terrific tournament.
Yeah, he really is, Mike. He had 27 points versus Farrell, 19 points versus Clarion, and then he went really off on the last game, 48 points versus Bishop Carroll in the semifinals. So he's averaging 18.7 on the season. So he's a big factor here to deal with today.
Played their way through District 9 teams, beating number 5 Union, number 2 Clarion, knocked off District 10 champion Farrell in the Elite Eights, and then knocked off District 6 winner Bishop Carroll, scoring 98 points, 98-69 in the semifinals of this tournament. So we talked about points, Coach. We should see an awful lot of them here this afternoon.
Yeah, points are going to be a lot to be desired here.
Yeah,
the
for
thing
sure.
Is, every time you turn around, you're going to see somebody have an opportunity. Everybody's offensive-minded on both of these teams, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Bob Schellenberg will set the table for us moving forward. Bob?
The 2024 PIAA Basketball Championships on PCN are sponsored in part by Allied Milk Producers, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, Lebanon Valley College, Max Preps, and the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
It doesn't matter what part of the state you're from. One thing is certain, Pennsylvania loves sports. On the first Friday of the month, PCN takes you inside the lines at 6 p.m. PCN delivers insight from the people who cover sports from every corner of the Commonwealth. From high school to college to professional sports, PCN takes you inside the lines. Learn more at pcntv.com.
It's the sweetest place on earth. The beautiful Giant Center, proud to play host to the 2024 PIAA Basketball Championships. Our next game, it'll be our 1A Boys Championship. They represent District 5, a record of 28-2, the Mountaineers of Berlin Brothers Valley. Their opponent from District 7, a record of 18-10. Welcome, the Saints from Amani Christian Academy. And now, let's bring out the starting lineups. First of all, for Berlin, head coach Tanner Prosser, assistant Jake Zorn, Eric Lauer, Craig Stifler, and Parker Black. Here's the starting five for the Mountaineers. Starting at a forward, number 1, the 6'2" junior, Joey Richardson. He's a 6'2" senior starting guard, number 3, Craig Jarvis. He'll start at a guard, a senior, 6'1", number 4, McKelvey Ford. He's a junior, 6 foot, starting guard number 5, Hayden Hutzel. And starting at point guard, 6'2", number 22 senior, Pace Prosser. The Mountaineers of Berlin Brothers Valley. And now, let's meet Amani Christian. Head coach Kyrie Wilson Sr., assistants Derek Taylor, Gerald Warwick, Evan Scott, and Bill Sedley. Here's the starting five for the Saints. He's a 6'3" junior. Starting forward, 0, Marcus Williams. The starting point guard is a 5'11" junior wearing number 1, R.J. Sledge. Starting at a guard, wearing number 2, a senior 6'3", Kylan Holmes. Wearing number 4, 6-foot senior, starting guard, Avery Wesley. And starting at a guard, a senior, 6 foot, number 5, Nate Brazil. The Saints of Amani Christian Academy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you please rise. Gentlemen, if you please remove your hats. We ask all military personnel, please render a hand salute as we honor the United States of America. Salute its leaders and members of the armed forces with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner to be sung today by Greencastle Antrim High School Junior, Miss Grace Rowan. Ladies and gentlemen, we present with pride and much gratitude our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful way to get our afternoon started. Single A Boys Championship game. Your starting lineups. You've met them. Joey Richardson, Craig Jarvis. He's a 1,500 career point scorer. McKelvey Mack, 4. Hayden Hutzel and Pace Prosser. He can put the ball in the basket. Over 2,000 career points. He is on his way to Gannon University. For Amani Christian Academy, the Saints, the defending champs, Marcus Williams, R.J. Sledge, Kylan Holmes, Avery Wesley, and Nate Brazil. They are under the direction of head coach Kyrie Wilson Sr. in his second term. He served as their head coach from 2010 to 2012. That was prior to them joining the PIAA. Your three-man officiating crew, Mr. Keith Fell, Kevin Reagan, and George Pavlo, as we get ready to get this one underway. The Saints will be the home team on the scoreboard, wearing their home white uniforms trimmed in black. Berlin Brothers Valley wearing their traveling blues. They win the opening tip, and away we go. I have a feeling, Jim, that this is one you better fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, you better be looking real good because you might miss something that's going to happen very, very quickly.
There's that tremendous ball pressure, and Avery Wesley has a takeaway to start the festivities. And going to get a personal foul here. Coming over the top was Marcus Williams.
It's going to be interesting, Mike. I think fouls are going to play a very big part in this game today because of the quick pace, the amount of scoring, and just the both ability of these teams real familiar with each other.
81-64 was the final a year ago. Individual scoring for Berlin's Brothers Valley. Jarvis had 12, 4 had 3. Black had a point. Pace Prosser had 23. Those are points that return for them. 39 of the 64. On the other side, 32 of the 81 are back for the Saints. 6 for Williams, 8 for Sledge, 16 for Wesley. Destin Hubbard had 2 points. They lost 3 guys that were all underclassmen to prep schools moving on. And Jim, you and I talked to Kyrie Wilson Sr. He said, I understand the decisions. He said they're trying to better themselves, and we've got some guys here looking to step in and fill the void, and certainly they've done it in a big way. A block coming up here on the Saints.
You're going to see Prosser going to the basket, very, very tough inside. You're going to see Holmes coming up with the block inside. Prosser, an excellent foul shooter, as you would think, 85% on the season.
Not much he has in accomplishments. He'll go to Gannon University, All-State defensive back in football. He's quarterback and also excels in baseball as well. Coach's son, Tanner Prosser, in his 20th year. As Prosser gets the first points of the basketball game. A little bit of close to a minute before getting our first points. There's Sledge off the dribble and knocks it down. Tough shot moving to his ledge. To his left, Sledge a returning starter, as is Avery Wesley from last year's state championship team.
Sledge is one of those toughest guys. You can't really put a defense upon him. As you're going to see number 4 go inside there. McKelvey 4 with the basket.
4. Averaging 8.2 points a game, coming off an 8-point game. in the semifinals. Here's a rebound for Prosser. He's in a hurry the other way, launching the three. And the pace freshens for both teams. Whistle and a foul coming up on the Mountaineers.
Foul's on Prosser, so that's his first. That's going to be, again, as I said, that's going to be a major factor, I think, come down the stretch. Man-to-man defense by Berlin.
Sledge probing. Tough pass to handle, but not for Kylan Holmes. Holmes averaging a little over 5 points a game. And on the board early here, he's a 6'3" senior. Duel for an offensive rebound, but it is dug out by the Saints. Don't be fooled by that 18-10 record, by the way. They play a national schedule. Teams from Kentucky, Washington, D.C., Florida. Started the year 1-4. Played in a tournament Chick-fil-A Classic. Went 0-3 in that one as Prosser bangs home the three.
That's the look that they want to get him. They want to get him in that foul line range and hit that jump shot. Very good at that point.
Working baseline. This is Williams, and he has a three-point answer at the other end.
We told you it was going to be a shootout, and here it is.
To it. That's right.
Playing a little game of horse here right now, boy. I'll match your shot point for point.
Tied at 7 early. Prosser directing the offense. He is a solid young man. You can see where he could excel in any sport that he desires. Long three off the mark, one and done thanks to the rebounding of Wesley, who pulls down close to 5 a game. Williams probing, missed a high percentage shot, and the rebound cleared by 4.
Prosser with the great vision over to Jarvis on the wing.
That bucket will count in a foul for Craig Jarvis.
That's the other thing, you know, you look at Prosser and you look at all the points, but it's that ability to get the ball to his teammates and the power move by Jarvis on the inside.
Subs hustling in for both teams, among them number 12, Deshaun Burnett. And number 50 checking in for Berlin Brothers Valley is Levi Leonard, 6'2" sophomore. Jarvis to complete the three-point play and off the side of the iron. 6'2" senior, scored 12 in last year's championship game. He went over 1,000 points as a junior, as did Pace Prosser. That is really such an unusual thing to have happen. And Prosser, good use of the speed dribble.
Yeah, did a great job using that left hand as well, Mike. He went down there, looked around him, and then put it home.
Wrap-around pass and a tough finish there by Burnett.
Burnett jumping right off the bench and getting right into the scoring fray.
11-9 Berlin. You got the sense, talked about last year, 81-64 final. Berlin was never really able to get their footing in that game. A quick start for them was very important. They shot off the mark. And we're going to have a timeout. We will step aside as well. This timeout's on us. Berlin Brothers Valley with the early lead. It's 11-9.
From coast to coast and every state between, X marks the spot as Max Preps is your source for everything high school sports. From schedules, roster stats, live scores, video highlights, photos, playoff brackets, to award programs that recognize the hard-working athletes across the country. Max Preps gives you access to every team, every game, and every player. Get in the know today by downloading the Max Preps app, available in both the iTunes and Google Play Store. Or visit maxpreps.com, America's source for high school sports.
PCN is the place to be this spring and summer for the best in Pennsylvania high school sports. Track and field is the first off of the starting block in May, with a full field following closely on its heels in June. See who takes the gold trophies in volleyball, lacrosse, baseball, and softball to finish out this year's high school sports seasons. Don't miss a minute of the action with PIAA state championships this May and June only on PCN. Go to PCNTV.com for a complete schedule. Love our Pennsylvania's Neighborhood series? Here's a look at where we've already been. Visit PCNTV.com to watch on demand now or purchase copies of your favorite locations. PCN, we are Pennsylvania's neighborhood.
Yeah, what a year it's been for Berlin Brothers Valley. The Mountaineers 28-2, just 2 setbacks. Won their first 5 games of the year, lost to Greenburgh Central, rattled off 16 straight, lost to Uniontown 67-60, currently riding a 9-game win streak. District 5 championship, beating Conemaugh Valley 81-53, their 18th District 5 championship. They're looking for the big prize here. 3rd time they've been in the finals over the last 4 years. Hasn't gone their way in the first 2, but you just get the sense, Jim, that those experiences, part of the growing pains, if you will, and they look very comfortable out here this afternoon.
Yeah, they don't look like they were intimidated whatsoever, as you're going to see a big shot hit there by number 1, R.J. Sledge, who's really been a factor. Now you see a little bit three-quarters court defense by Amani. First time we've seen that here this afternoon.
Well, and that will be the question to be answered. Can they handle the pace of play that Amani is going to be able to force them into? This one winds up a personal foul.
Tristan Brown has checked into the ball game, number 3 for Amani Christian. He's a junior, 6'3", averaging about 7 points a ball game.
This is Hutzel. Finds Prosser, quick off the dribble. And a rim out with 3 minutes to go, opening quarter. Tied at 11.
Mike, good minutes. There is a rebound inside, offensive rebound for Burnett. I was just going to say, he's giving him some good minutes off the bench here.
6'4" junior, playing in his 24th game, or the stat sheet that we have. He's in his 24th game, 4.5 points a game. And running out of room right in front of our vantage point was Tristan Brown.
See, interesting little wrinkle here now. 3-quarter court, 1-2-2 press, giving him a little bit different look. Got the turnover, but couldn't take advantage of it as he stepped out of bounds.
There's that trap. And in trouble. Held ball, possession arrow going to take it the other way.
That's what the traps do. You get into those situations where you change defenses, you want to change the pace, change the tempo, give them a little bit different look, and it's worked well for him.
Hutzel knocked to the deck, no call back at this end. There's a tough shot, wouldn't go. Prosser digs out a rebound. He's pretty good at doing that too. 8.1 a game. Turnover, fighting to get it back, won't happen. Sledge maneuvering. There's 5 blue jerseys back defensively. Swinging around. This is Nate Brazil. That's, I believe, his first shot of the game. There's a guy coming off a 48-point effort, and it's taken him over 6 minutes to get his first shot in this game.
Yeah, they got to get him a little bit more involved. I'm sure that's what they talked about in that timeout in the huddle. And that was his first look.
Attacking the rim and drawing the foul was Tristan Brown. Brown, a 6'3" junior.
And you can see inside little body contact by Jarvis gives him his first foul.
59% free throw shooting as a team. I would think a number that Kyrie Wilson Sr. would like to have be a little better. Coach Wilson, by the way, is a graduate of the school, class of 2003. Went to Malone University, was a football guy, a running back.
You can see again this pressure picking him up, 3-quarters court. Going to the double teams on the wings. Those are the kind of things that this does. And again, gives him a turnover. This has really been a factor in the last 3 minutes.
Looking in the right direction, just didn't get it executed properly. Tanner Prosser encouraging his young men. 17 in uniform, 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 4 sophomores, 7 freshmen. And they're going to force a turnover of their own.
Yeah, Sledge did a little bit of a hesitation move right there, got caught moving the feet as well.
Of course, missing from this year's team for Berlin Brothers Valley, Ryan blue ball. He had 13 in last year's championship game, a 1,000-point career scorer.
Amani, when they lock in defensively, boy, they're tough. And there's a block, but it's going to be a foul.
Tristan Brown a little late getting there. He doesn't like the call, but certainly appeared like he got a lot of arm and hand there at the end of it.
Yeah, good job by our camera guys to give you that look right there. It did get a lot of hand.
Sends Craig Jarvis to the line, returning starter from last year, 6'2" senior. Battled flu-like symptoms in their win against Linville. Actually had to give him an IV, but still wound up with 21 points. That's amazing, isn't it?
There's nothing that's going to stop this group this year from coming back here, and that's a great story, him getting the IV and that before the game there. And the thing of it is, really came out and did a great performance.
Jarvis is an 85% free throw shooter. 624 points on the year, 21.5 point per game average. Getting a good look by a number of Division IIs and Division IIIs. He's still out there. Coach Prosser was quick to point out, he said, talk about these young men. He said he's a terrific young athlete, going to make somebody a good college player. Back and forth, and Wesley with a long-range three. 33 of them on the year coming in.
Wesley's been giving them some scoring effort. Had 18 against Farrell in that playoff game on the road. Coach Prosser's going to get a 30-second timeout here because, again, they were getting caught in that trap. And one of the things you don't want to get, Mike, is in that corner, and that's what happened.
Well, Jim, so much you talk so much about offense, and sometimes you get lost in the fact that, a lot of times these teams create offense through that defense. So the defensive end of it as well. Of course, these two teams have been great. Berlin Brothers Valley giving up a little over 50 a game. Amani Christian Academy giving up 58.3. But, you brought it to my attention, the schedule that these guys play. I was kidding with Kyrie Wilson Sr. I said, weren't the 76ers available for you guys to play? But they have traveled Georgia, South Carolina, Florida teams, Washington, D.C., played in the Hoops for Harmony, went 1-1. Monteverde Academy Invitational down in Florida. You mentioned the start in the Chick-fil-A Classic where they won just part of a 1-4 start to the season. It's a dangerous line to toe. Sometimes your teams can lose confidence when you're playing and not getting victories at the end of the night.
Yeah, but he knew that the main part is you want to get here in the end and you want to get a victory. Another turnover happens right there, according to that defense on the sideline.
There is Coach Wilson taking over for last year's coach Omar Foster. I asked him about it. He said, no. He said, Coach Foster just decided to step aside. There was nothing that, was out of the ordinary with it. And he said, I was more than happy to step back in there. Second term for him, the 2003 graduate of the school. Looks like they're going to work for a final shot here, leading by a handful.
They got the right guy with the ball here in Sledge. He's really been very, very dynamic all year long. We've talked about him. He had 12 points against Clarion, 13 points in the semifinal win to get themselves here. He can score, but he can also do this, and this is one of his specialties, handling the ball out front.
Usually go to work at about the 10-second mark. And here they go. Sledge trying to turn the corner, going to let it go himself. That was pretty simple action. R.J. Sledge, the junior, 21 threes on the year. He extends the advantage to 8. We've played one in the Single A Boys State Championship game.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. And whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Did you know you can watch all of your favorite PCN originals and more at home or on the go? Download the PCN app on your favorite device and tune in to see what makes Pennsylvania's heart beat. Watch videos on demand, see multiple live streams, and check out the free selected programs and events. PCN, Pennsylvania Politics and Policy, History and Culture, Sports, and more.
Well, this is what it looked like a year ago. Amani winning 81-64. Talked about Ryan Blueball, the outstanding performer for Berlin Brothers Valley. He wound up with 13 points. Prosser had 23, but Amani just too many weapons. Alir Malik, who was ranked 16th according to USA Rivals in terms of a player in the country, wound up with 22. Givner 15. Virgil Hall had 9. Those are the 3 young men we referenced, Jim, earlier that, Coach doesn't have with him. They all opted to move on to prep schools, and he said, guys, I get it. They're looking to try and seek out maybe a little bit better than what we can offer them here. He said, I'm all for them. So he's got a healthy approach with that, but those are 3 good guys that not have come back for you after winning the state title.
That's good to have a healthy approach to that. He came from that environment, and that makes a huge difference that you understand that better.
Look at this effort here by both teams. Prosser on the deck to save the possession, and it's going to wind up into a bucket for 4. And that's the effort it's going to take from Berlin Brothers Valley.
4, averaging 8 points a ball game, so that's good that they get him in the scoring column right now.
Well, the other thing, Jim, too, is Prosser pulls down a board. It's a beautiful thing when your star player has that willingness to give up his body and dive for loose balls on the court, and Prosser fills that role. That's going to count in a foul, and a nice little run here now for the Mountaineers.
Great job of going inside, a power move inside. Take a look at it. Jarvis sizes it up and then does a good little move at the end there to just get some body contact to draw the foul.
Jarvis will step to the free throw line where he has made 85% of his 61 attempts this year. Mentioned it earlier, both he and Prosser topping the 1,000-point career mark as juniors. I mean, obviously we've heard of that, but I don't know that we've seen 2 juniors do it in the same year. That's Brazil making it look easy to the left hand.
They're going to continue to stay in this full court pressure.
Prosser, that beautiful quick first step, had it stripped out of his hands. He's claiming that there should have been a foul called there. It was rolled off his knee.
You take another look at it right here.
I agree with him. Hutzel. Offensive rebound.
That's his second foul, Jarvis's. Burnett's, again, as I said, Mike, coming in here, he's only a 45% free throw shooter, but he's given him really good minutes here in the first half.
6'4", junior. They have 16 on their roster, 5 seniors, 5 juniors, a sophomore, and 5 freshmen. Burnett's struggles at the free throw line. He's made just 9 of 20. Turns out to be a pretty good foul taken by the Mountaineers. That double team, they just don't allow you vision anywhere. 3-pointer in transition is on the money for Nate Brazil.
See, Brazil's getting hot now. This is exactly what Prosser and his team did not want to happen. And it's all being fueled by this three-quarter, 1-2-2 full court, or excuse me, three-quarter court trap. See, they got the steal again. Then you're going to see the good dish by Marcus Williams to the corner, and then the nice job of shooting that J by Brazil.
What do you like about the way they do run this trap, Jim?
Oh, they really lay back and they lull you into throwing the ball across the court.
Yeah.
That's where they've been getting most of the steals.
They take away those passing angles. Look at his quickness back the other way. Brazil, and as you mentioned, he is warming to the task.
Now you can see why he had 48. He's just getting started.
Quick shot the other way is off the mark. Really important. A little better than 5.5 minute stretch coming up here as the Mountaineers will get a much needed stop. They have fallen behind 27-16. Prosser, they could use it. Sledge. Oh, that could have been offensive goaltending there.
That was very, very close by Burnett.
Ball appeared to be in the cylinder. Pace now picking up again, and Amani just seems to be so comfortable with it. R.J. Sledge kisses one off the window, and a timeout charge this one to the Mountaineers. Just like that, you look up there and you're down 13.
Well, the other thing, Mike, that press does is it doesn't allow Berlin Brothers Valley, and especially Prosser, to get in that offensive flow where you're going to have screens, where you're going to have different things happening. And you see Sledge there in a little, teardrop at the end of that play. But the thing down the other end is they're making them go sideline to sideline. They're making them get out of their offense, and now they're really frustrated, and now they're going to, have to really battle themselves back here.
Third appearance for Berlin Brothers Valley. 2021 lost to Pottsville Nativity in overtime, 51-47. Missed out in 2022, returned last year, lost to Amani 81-64. We were talking with Coach Prosser prior to the game, and you asked him about those three teams and three different teams, and to quote him, and he said, well, they're different players, they're different abilities, different types. He said, and it's credit to their work ethic. He couldn't talk more positively enough about the young men that have been in the program in that stretch and what they have meant to the Berlin Brothers Valley program.
Well, that's going to be a huge gap when those guys leave. Guys like Jarvis, guys like his son Pace Prosser, they've given 3 years of great basketball entertainment to Berlin Brothers Valley School District, and the thing of it is, it's going to be hard to imagine next year them without those two guys on the floor.
Coach, a graduate of Brentwood High School 2000, Grove City College, where he played basketball, graduated in 2004.
Once again, another ball knocked out of bounds, but look at how they just lull you in. They're going to lull you in, and then they use their athletic ability to recover, like right there, to get the double team.
Good work on the baseline there, but Jarvis just couldn't get the reverse layup to go. Three-pointer, and it just appears that the shots now by the Mountaineers are coming under a little bit more duress. Good job controlling the rebound here by Jarvis.
Yeah, it's going to be important not to let them get any second shots on that offensive glass.
Williams saving the possession in train. Oh, look at that change of direction. But Sledge couldn't finish it off.
They get the immediate double team in that corner, Mike, and that's what happens there. Look at that. Another hand inside, get another steal.
Floor averaging close to 2 steals a game. They average close to 10 steals a contest. They have 9 already in this game. Amani Christian Academy has 9 steals already in this game, and Berlin Brothers Valley does not have 1. Not getting the roll there was Wesley. Had 18 against Farrell earlier in the tournament. Prosser.
And what happens is once you get a little bit frustrated in your offensive game, you start pushing the issue a little bit. And you want to get some points back, and you want to try to get it all back at once, and that's going to be the hardest part right now for Berlin Brothers Valley.
Sitting on the largest lead of the game. Oh boy, he is wheeling and dealing now. R.J. Sledge. 21 threes at a 33% clip. And they have opened up a game-high lead. 32-16. We step aside. 3:27 to go till half.
Choose Using milk after exercise is important in helping your body recover and prepare for your next endurance. With 8 grams of protein per serving, milk helps build and repair muscles. Milk is all natural and has 9 essential nutrients. Refuel your body with milk.
PCN is proud to bring the stories of Pennsylvanians who served in the United States Armed Forces to you while preserving our nation's history. Now is your chance to help us honor these brave men and women with PCN's Salute to the Military. With a tax-deductible donation to PCN, you can recognize a veteran. A special tribute showcasing their photo, name, rank, branch, and years of service will appear on PCN and our website from Armed Forces Day in May through the 4th of July. Please consider helping PCN continue our mission of honoring our veterans. PCN is proud to honor Pennsylvanians who served. PCN thanks them for their service.
Why should you consider donating to PCN? Because PCN is your network for everything Pennsylvania. More politics than policy.
District 7 looking to make a little history during this year's tournament. Both Amani and Lincoln Park with an opportunity to go back-to-back. They would become just the 9th and 10th programs to accomplish that coming out of the Whippeal. They will both have that opportunity. And Amani looking strong right now. Tristan Brown, coast to coast with the speed dribble. 6.7 point per game average. They have stretched the lead now to 18.
Yeah, when they see that ball and they see that opportunity to go coast to coast, they do a great job. And then have a 5-second call.
Unable to get it past midcourt. That is 12 Mountaineer turnovers as compared to 2 for Amani Christian.
Wow, that's a big factor there, and that's exactly what that guy wanted to do right there. Coach Tyree Wilson. You know, a lot of times, Mike, with the teams, especially you get into this stage of the game and into the state finals, a lot of times you'll hear people say, well, they got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent. Let me tell you something. That was a coaching move right there, to go to that 3-quarter press, because that changed this whole ball game within seconds. And that's the kind of thing that sometimes those guys don't get credit for, but I'll give him a lot of credit. He laid back. He didn't start the game with it. He laid back, and then at the right opportune time, he hit him with that 3-quarter press, and they've never been the same since.
Single A classification across the Commonwealth, 127 teams. There are 6 classifications, as we are very well aware, and they try to break them all down kind of equally. 127 in single A, 121. These are total teams in double A, 124, triple A, 122 and 4A. And they do a pretty good job of it. 116 in the 5A class and 114 6A teams. There are a total of 724 schools competing in boys basketball across the Commonwealth. District 5 has 10 single A schools, while District 7 second most with 22. District 3 has the most with 23. And out of the timeout, RJ Sledge bangs home another 3-pointer.
And he's on a different level right now, and he's had some games this year where he's been on that level. The thing of it is, he got a situation there and took advantage of it.
Being ruled a 2-point field goal as the rebound is lost out of bounds. Sledge now with 14 has made 6 of 12, including 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, we talked about he had 13 in the semifinal win, but the thing of it is now he sees it, he feels it, he's got the hot hand, and he just breaks his guy down and does a nice job with the jumper.
Shooting 46% and 62% from beyond the arc. Holmes back in for the Saints. Tyree Wilson Jr. served as an assistant last year to Omar Foster. So when you talk about a coaching change, it was a seamless transition. Pass nearly picked off, 3 off the mark. It just seems that everything Berlin's Brothers Valley tries to do is contested, off balance.
You got to credit the defense, but it's, they really haven't been into any kind of offensive rhythm. And that's been the fact that they can't run their offense. They really can't. They've been struggling to do that here in the first half.
Oh, for their last 10. Good look at a three there. Meanwhile, the Saints keep rolling on. That's Holmes. 8 threes on the year. Sledge. I think that one was a little heat check. What do you think? See how warm I am right now.
If this one goes in, then I know I'm warm.
Approaching the 1 minute mark. This is 4 going baseline. Taken away once again by Sledge. He's got help if he wants it. And perhaps got a little too fancy. Had some help, but the pass was errant. Prosser now the other way. That's really nice composure there by Craig Jarvis. Relocated and bangs home a three. 98 of them on the year at a 41% clip.
Good job of getting the rebound this time. And yeah, Prosser can get up now. Maybe they can get something set as they go back into a regular D. It's too many hands, though. Too many hands as they try to go through the middle. Great pass by Sledge. Wow. That was an unbelievable pass that he had the foresight to throw that ball. That was very good play right there.
Wesley on the finish. Coming off a game where they scored 98 points, they put up 41.
Wow. Wow. Because he just had the sense. He could see out the corner of his eye as he did that bounce pass right there. Sledge is having himself a ball game here in the first half.
Well, he's got the 14 points. That's now 5 assists, 3 steals, couple of rebounds. I'd call that a pretty good 14 minutes of work.
How about it? Averages 5 assists on the game, so he's already there.
Prosser right in his wheelhouse. Doesn't get the roll. Just a 7-point quarter here for Berlin Brothers Valley, averaging 77 points a game. You can bet that there haven't been too many 7-point quarters during the course of their season. This is Brazil. He's going to miss a runner. They're going to dig out an offensive rebound. That would have counted, but was off the mark. The defending champion, Amani Christian Academy Saints, lead it here at intermission, 41-19. Christy Fulkerson, Steve Degler will take us through halftime. Stay with us. You're watching the PIAA Championships on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Can't get enough of the Pennsylvania Farm Show? PCN has what you need. With PCN Select, you can relive the excitement of events, find free and exclusive content, or catch something you missed while you were there. With PCN Select, the Pennsylvania Farm Show never ends. Go to PCNTV.com to learn more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
We have 3 branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial.
Voting is a civic duty. Voters are an integral part in government operations.
When I run for office, you can be my campaign manager.
Do you have a child curious about civic engagement? Support their passion with PCN Civics 101, a free online resource presented by the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Easy-to-watch videos take learners into the Capitol to see how our state government functions, meant to enhance your child's classroom studies. Go to PCNTV.com to start watching. PCN Civics 101, teaching Pennsylvania politics and policy.
Over 150 years ago, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania became the turning point of the Civil War. PCN has commemorated the 3-day battle for over 2 decades. Take a tour of our extensive library with a subscription to the Gettysburg Collection. You'll get to come along on walking tours of the battlefield with PCN Battle Walks. Listen to the experts of the Civil War Institute with Battle Talks, or watch key figures come alive with the living historical portrayers from the Confederation of Union Generals, and much more. Get your subscription to the Gettysburg Collection today. Go to gettysburgcollection.com.
We welcome you back to Giant Center in Chocolatetown. Christy Fulkerson, Steve Degler here with you as Berlin Brothers Valley trails Amani Christian Academy here at the halftime break, 41-19. Your score as of now, this is a rematch of last year's Single A Boys Championship. Amani Christian ran away with it last year, and just a really tough first half for Berlin Brothers Valley.
It really was, Christy. This was a pretty entertaining first quarter up to the point where it got to 11-11, and then Amani Christian Academy just took off a 28-5 run, including 19 straight points at one time. They shot 6 of 9 from the arc. They moved the basketball. They played great defense, and they've got a huge lead here at the break.
It was 20-12 after the first quarter, as you mentioned. That 19-0 run really doing some damage for Berlin Brothers Valley. Let's talk about the leaders right now, the defending champs in Amani Christian. So many different pieces of the puzzle. They forced 15 turnovers already in this first half, and they've been able to get it done offensively as well. Everybody chipping in, but RJ Sledge has been outstanding.
Yeah, Sledge has been all over the floor in the first half. A game-high 14 points, shooting 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from the arc. Add in 2 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals, and he is able to score in a variety of ways. Look at this little bounce pass inside. Very active with and without the basketball. Fade away there. Defensively creating a lot of things to get to the other end of the floor. Little runner here off the glass. I mean, he showed off everything in the first half. Look at the ball movement. They are really executing very crisply on offense right now. This is maybe the best play of the half when he throws the bounce pass while falling down to Wesley for a layup. So Sledge, very impressive in the opening half at both ends of the floor for Amani Christian Academy.
As you mentioned, doing a little bit of everything. 12 total steals for Amani Christian, the Whippeal champs, looking to defend their state title here in Hershey. And for Berlin Brothers Valley, struggled taking care of the basketball. That was partially due to their opponent, of course. They're just so fast, and you saw the transition opportunities they had. But they've been able to when they have those possessions, the second chance opportunities, they've been able to cash in on a couple of those. You mentioned the 11-11 early start. Pace Prosser had 7 of the team's first 11. Craig Jarvis has been able to convert from beyond the arc. I mean, they got to pick up points fast. Can they do it in that fashion?
Prosser with a 3 there, but they were just 2 of 12 from the arc in the first half. Prosser did had 7 points, and here's a nice drive by Jarvis as well. He would get a 3-point opportunity. He's knocked down a 3-pointer as well. 8 points to lead the way, but only 3 Mountaineers scoring in the first half compared to 7 Saints that were on the board in the first half. This is a really nice play by Prosser. The pump fake, a dribble to his left, gets open for 3. They're going to need a lot more of that in the second half, trailing by 22 here at the break.
The champions out of District 5 with a pretty loud contingent here. There was some great energy to start this game. You got a full half of basketball to go. What's the message if you're the Mountaineers here before you come back out for 2 more quarters?
Well, you mentioned the 15 turnovers. They've got to take care of the basketball. That's paramount here in half number 2 because they're giving up easy transition points at the other end. You've got to play this game now in just increments of 2 to 3 minutes. Try to win the first couple minutes of this third quarter. Make it a manageable deficit going to the fourth quarter. If they don't answer the bell, unfortunately, to start the third, it may be out of reach for them. So the first few minutes coming out of halftime, get good shots, execute on defense, rebound the basketball, and just try and chip away and get yourself back into this game.
And if you're Amani Christian, keep the pedal to the metal, I guess. This is a group that averages 83.7 points a game in the state tournament. I mean, they just got to keep powering through and continue to keep that seed of doubt in the minds of their opponents.
I mean, Brazil had 48 in the semifinals, only 7 in the first half for him today. They scored 98 in that game. They're not going to change anything. It's going to be the same plan of attack coming out of the halftime huddle.
Sharing the basketball, as you mentioned, 7 different point getters right now for Amani Christian. The Whippeal champs in front looking to defend their title here in the Single A boys class in Chocolatetown. Keep it here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. We're back with half number 2 between Berlin Brothers Valley and Amani Christian Academy.
PCN has the races for U.S. Senate, Attorney General, Auditor General, Treasurer, and select U.S. congressional races. We bring the candidates to you with one-on-one interviews as well as debates and rallies. Tune in for the PCN Capital Preview on the issues and Journalists Roundtable as they cover the election. For the most and the best Pennsylvania election coverage, stream free on PCN Select or watch on cable. PCN is politics and policy. PCN is Pennsylvania history and culture. From the founding of our nation to the struggle for freedom and equality. Listen to the words of authors as they discuss Pennsylvania and the people, places, and events that relate to the Commonwealth. Celebrate our diversity, embrace the past as we look to the future, and be a part of building our nation. PCN is Pennsylvania history and culture. PCN proudly brings you coverage of the Pennsylvania State Legislature. We bring you the State House and Senate floor proceedings as they happen, unedited and complete. Our mission includes committee meetings, budget hearings, interviews with prominent legislators, and other public policy forums. PCN is your destination for the best in Pennsylvania legislative coverage on cable and PCN Select. PCN is Pennsylvania politics and policy.
Why should you consider donating to PCN? Because PCN is your network for everything Pennsylvania. More politics and policy. Intriguing history and culture. And the best in high school sports. On cable and streaming, you get more of Pennsylvania with PCN. Please consider donating today. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Game number 2 of 12 from the Giant Center, crowning 12 champions, 6 boys, 6 girls. Congratulations to Kennedy Catholic, come from behind win. Well, actually had a first half lead, and Marion Center wound up with a 7-point advantage in the second half, but 42-40 in favor of Kennedy Catholic, winning back-to-back. Amani Christian Academy looking to do the same, making 44% of their field goals overall. And Jim, if they're going to shoot 6 of 9 from beyond the three-point arc, it can make for a long afternoon.
Yeah, and the thing that's really, jumps out at you on that chart is the turnovers. 15 turnovers that we talked about, and those guys just talked about at halftime. Berlin Brothers Valley struggling to get that ball up the floor against that pressure has really been a problem with the 15 turnovers. Only 3 on the other side. So the points off of turnovers automatically came a lot of the times off that press, and then you see the 13 on that chart as well.
Take a look at the individual scoring. Jarvis with the 8, Prosser 7-4. Matching his last name, Sledge with 14, Brazil. Holmes, Wesley, Burnett, as you have mentioned, has been a major player in this game. Williams and Brown, and they have just played with tremendous energy throughout the entire contest. So let's see if Berlin can make a run at him. It'll have to happen in a hurry. Well, coaches talk about the importance of the first 4 minutes of that third quarter to see if what you talk about in that locker room can change anything. Obviously, at the point here for the Mountaineers, they have to be disruptive defensively and find their range on offense. Held to 19 points. Offensive rebound, still fighting for it. And Prosser winds up taking control.
That's an area they got to improve on in the second half. They got to get better on that offensive glass. They got to be able to get that ball and put it back in.
Prosser knocked to the deck, no call. Nice job by Joey Richardson, a 6'2 junior, coming in there for a board. And he's going to step to the free throw line. He's made 8 of 23 on the year. Had 5 points against Linville in the state semifinals. Berlin riding a 9-game winning streak coming into this afternoon's championship game. Richardson, one of 3 juniors on the Mountaineers roster. Last year they were 26-3. What a 2-year run. 26-3, 28-2.
That's what I said. It's going to be a struggle to see next year with a lot of those guys that have given them 2 years of outstanding basketball, especially this guy right here with the ball.
Prosser has some help. Nice job defending it there by Williams. And here comes Mr. Sledge the other way, drawing contact. And he will make his way to the line. Personal on Hudzel.
Brazil there, a 64% free throw shooter.
Went over 1,000 points in his career with that 48-point effort. Had 19 against Clarion earlier, 27 against Farrell.
Now they've extended that pressure. They're bringing it up a little bit farther. And you see it's the hands right there. Sledge with the one, and then alley-oop inside.
Checking off. Berlin scrambling back to get in position defensively and do a pretty good job of it to help force the miss. Prosser. Another offensive board for Richardson. Prosser's on the mark for 3. Just their third triple of the game, and now force a turnover. Little leaner wouldn't fall, and one and done thanks to the efforts by Williams. Pace freshening again, and Sledge, I think he was looking to send that one down. He was fortunate to look at this effort right in front of us.
I'll tell you, there's been a lot of good efforts in the last minute here on both ends. Really a lot of hustle. Prosser had that great save on the sidelines. Amani has just been tenacious on this defense.
A leak out there for Jarvis and an easy pair. Quick answer for 3 at the other end. Brazil's a 39% three-point shooter, 58 of 149. As a team, they have 180 made threes as Prosser finds some success at the offensive end. And then they will use a timeout. 50-26 in favor of Amani Christian Academy.
You can see a great job with the hand right there as he moved that ball with his hand. Excellent job. Shows you his skills right there. He's going to be a tremendous player at the next level. Gannon University getting a nice player there. Be playing in the PSAC. That'll be a nice situation for him. And he's really had an outstanding career, as we talked about, over 2,000 points in his career. And he's just, you know, there's not a lot of things you can say for him. All-state defensive back football, also the team's quarterback. I mean, you don't get much better than that.
Take a look at this Amani Christian defense again, and I know I asked you in the first half, Jim, but they close out that quickness. They move their feet, keep their hands to themselves for the most part.
And they play in sequence. They anticipate well. Their sequence is, I'm gonna steal the ball if you're jumping up in the air. See that right there? There's an example of it. I'm up in the air, but you're gonna stay down and you're gonna get the ball. They go after every single ball. They're very aggressive. And then there was this coast-to-coast move right here by Brazil that was just nothing but, you know, all-out effort.
14 steals. They have forced 17 turnovers to this point in the game, while turning it over just 4 times themselves.
Brazil now putting a little ice on his elbow down at the end of the bench with the training staff.
After 48 points, I would think he would need some ice, right?
Getting a little tendonitis in that elbow.
Of course, that was the last game. It's been a little more human here tonight. Good look at a 3 there by Hutzel. He's got 41 on the season. Junior, who will be in a different role next year as one of the leaders. Mountaineers unable to come up with a rebound. Greg Stifler, Eric Lauer, Jake Zorn, assistants to Tanner Prosser.
Looks like they're going to get Jarvis on a foul coming off that screen. That's his third.
Good defense at the rim. That was a block for Jarvis. Now looking for success at the offensive end. Good closeout by Sledge once again. Floaters off the mark. And one and done. Nice board by Hutzel. 3.3 a game.
They get Sledge coming from behind that time. Take a look at it here. He's just a little bit of an arm hit as he tries to wrap his arm around on that steal.
Prosser Showing you the strength that he has, able to maintain his footing, control of the basketball. Pressure on the inbounds. They get it to Hutzel. Rosser has it stripped out of his hands. Work by Sledge. He averages over 3 steals a game.
You know, one of the things you got to love about Sledge, too, Mike, he's got that smile on his face. He just enjoys playing the game of basketball. You can just see it. He's really, really involved in all the facets. It's not just a point guard. He's involved inside, outside. You know, he's really done a great job here this afternoon.
He's drawn a tough defensive assignment now. There he is against Pace Prosser. He's given up some good size, both in weight and size, but look at him, to no fear, spins another one off the window.
And he went 1-on-2 right there, and he got the best of it.
Again, the active hands. 2 back defensively to no avail. That's Nate Brazil with the exclamation point.
I guess the ice worked. Brought him back right off the bench. You can see that left arm is taped, but it was the right arm that puts the exclamation point on that bucket.
Well, and good work by his teammates to keep him out of there, getting engaged there with Prosser. Teammates bumped him off of that idea, and it may have very well saved him from staying in the game. Unable to complete the 3-point play. Brazil, by the way, listed at 6 foot. That's quite an elevation for a 6-footer. 4 in some trouble. And Tanner Prosser sees it as well. 54-26 with 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. We will keep it right here. Our first afternoon session of the 4.
You're going to take a look there at a great pass and then an exclamation point dunk at the end right here by Brazil. Great job of looking for him on the wing. It's the first time they've had an opportunity to have a dunk here in the ball game that was very open, and he took advantage of it.
Watching us live on a Thursday afternoon. We'll take a little bit of a break in between sessions. Tonight at 6:10, Girls 3A Championship, Lancaster Catholic. District 3 champions, Westmont Hilltop. Second place team out of District 6, 23-4 their record. And then at 8:10, the 4A final. District 12, number 3, Archbishop Carroll, 7-1 Lincoln. Mentioned Lincoln also looking for their second consecutive. As Amani, they would become the 9th and 10th out of the Whippeal to win back-to-back state titles.
If that's on Jarvis, that's big because that's number 4. And it is.
They're going to get a stoppage. We're under 4 minutes to go. 54-28. Back with more from the Giant Center on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
For over 25 years, PCN is proud to bring you exciting moments of Pennsylvania sports. From touchdowns to double plays to the butterfly stroke, PCN brings all the action right to you. PCN is a 501c3 nonprofit television network that receives no state or federal funding. Please consider a tax-deductible donation today. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports.
Why should you consider donating to PCN? Because PCN is your network for everything Pennsylvania. more politics and policy, intriguing history and culture, and the best in high school sports. On cable and streaming, you get more of Pennsylvania with PCN. Please consider donating today. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Monty Christian Academy beating Neighborhood Academy in the District 7 final 78-49. Christy Fulkerson and Steve Degler were talking at the half. What a great following Berlin Brothers Valley has had. It's a neat thing about these championships, Jim, as we have seen over the years, brings together all parts of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and that's what it's all about.
And you think about it, it's the third time they've been here, Mike, but you see the fans are just as much as it was the first time they were here. You know, they've been used to successful basketball. It's been a little rough for them here today.
Yeah, pace of the game. And the other thing, obviously, when you look at it, it's difficult for Tanner Prosser and his coaching staff to be able to simulate that kind of speed in practice. I know a lot of coaches will put 6 defenders out there or even 7. It's, you know, still not that ability to match up speed-wise. This guy fits into no matter what pace you play. And there is Sledge with the quick hands. Went between the legs of Prosser with a block. Boy, those are 2 terrific athletes dueling. It winds up being a bucket there for Tristan Brown.
Sledge with his hands has just been unbelievable here this afternoon. The way he's been able to get steals left and right. He has been outstanding.
Averages 10.1 points per game. He is having a night or an afternoon here. That's 20 for him now on 8 of 18 shooting and 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. And that bucket has put us into a running clock now with a little over 2 minutes to go, third quarter. 30-point differential. Clock doesn't totally stop. They let it run out in a couple of scenarios.
You see Brazil check back into the ball game as Hubert checks out. Oh, no, now he's going to stay in. They're going to bring Sledge out to give him a little bit of a rest.
Sledge has 7 steals in the game to go along with those 20 points. Monty with a leak out once again, and laying it up and in is Tristan Brown.
Brown, the junior, has done a nice job here in the minutes he's had here this afternoon.
Offensive board, nice effort there. That is Joey Richardson. Richardson going to earn a trip to the free throw line. Burnett, the personal foul. Richardson, 29 games. Been a role player, averaging a couple of points per game from over 4 rebounds.
David Compton checking into the ball game for Monty Christian. Getting some of the seniors in the ball game now for Amani.
They have 5 seniors on their roster. Nice effort here by Wesley, who is one of them. Back the other way, contact and a foul. Wesley, the personal foul. And McKelvey McFor steps to the line.
Looks like Levi Leonard is at the scorer's table for Berlin Brothers Valley. He's sophomore at 6'2".
Substitution number 50, Levi Leonard.
He's had an active year, 29 games on the season. Mountaineers a 65% free throw shooting team on the season. And Four gets the second. Offensive foul is a good one for Burnett. Not getting the roll was Four this time. Digging out an defensive rebound, Hutzel. And a reach-in foul. That's number 15, David Compton, a 5'11 senior that you referenced. Compton has appeared in 23 games this year.
Number 15, David Compton.
And it is a two-shot shooting foul. Kelvy Four had 3 points in last year's championship game. 8 against Linville last time out. Has a handful this afternoon. And gets the second of the two-shot foul. That'll bring in Matt Miller, a sophomore. Miller's been able to get into 29 games as well. A lot of these sophomores, Jim, as you very well know, will play full JV games and then play their minutes on the varsity. And it is a way those guys wind up getting a lot of action throughout the course of the year. There is a 3 for Compton, 5 for 9 on the season. He picks up a popular one by his guys here as they were starting to celebrate. And it brings to a close. We're through 3. Amani on their way to a second straight state title.
Experience communities in action through lively and in-depth discussions on Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs. Join host Chris Kapp and his guests as they discuss important and timely issues from around the state. Gain valuable insight as experts share their thoughts on topics that matter most to you and your family. Get inspired to make a difference in your community by tuning in to Inside Pennsylvania Boroughs on Sundays right here on PCN.
Wake up to the PCN Capital Preview, live Mondays and Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Join in the discussions with journalists and legislators. Call in or text us to connect directly with lawmakers, pundits, and policymakers about their thoughts on the latest developments in the legislature. PCN's Capital Preview, hosted by Francine Schertzer and Larry Casper, Monday and Tuesday mornings live, starting at 9 a.m. only on PCN. PCN is Pennsylvania Politics and Policy. Get an in-depth perspective into Pennsylvania politics and policy with On the Issues. In one-on-one interviews, lawmakers, community leaders, and professionals discuss their views on debated topics, recent events, and proposed legislation. Watch back-to-back episodes of On the Issues, Wednesdays, starting at 7 p.m. PCN is Pennsylvania Politics and Policy.
Making 47% of their field goals overall, including 57% from beyond the arc. All 20-point or better quarters for Amani Christian Academy. 8 minutes of regulation basketball to go. Prosser knocked off balance. I'll tell you, Jim, he is a strong young man. He's a great balance. He's taken some hits here this afternoon and able to maintain his dribble and his balance.
Well, what he's done, Mike, and obviously you said he's all-state in football, and that's the thing. He's hit that weight room with the football guys, I'm sure, too, as well. And you can see the difference in that body build for him in the past couple of years. We've seen him now for 3 years here, so you can see the difference it's been in that third year, and I'm sure that's what happened, and it's really helped him take a lot of those body blows here today.
Prosser, that's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Great shot.
Raising up over the defense and knocks it down. Over 2,000 in his career. That is just an amazing accomplishment. Prosser has 15, Jarvis with a dozen. And here he comes back the other way. He had it all over it. That was a logo attempt at a three.
That was out there. He was almost right where we're at.
Well, and Jim, I think it needs to be mentioned. I'm sure there's a lot of viewers and people in the arena here saying that they shouldn't be playing 1A. And, you and I talked to Dr. Lombardi, who is the executive director of the PIAA, and the 1A schools aren't going to have to worry about them next year because the 2-year cycle, getting the championship games, you automatically bump up. It is a bylaw that they have added to all these postseasons. We see it with Imhotep Charter in football bumping up to the top class next year. They're going to be a 6A program because of the success, and the success here by Amani over the last couple of years is going to bump them up as well.
And you got Aliquippa, who's going to join the group as well. So the thing that the PIAA has, the board has done a great job of establishing some rules, and the rules are that you get points to get push yourself up to get out of that bracket if you've had a lot of success. So I think they've been very, very successful with that.
Yeah, back-to-back state titles will do that. Jarvis with the 3 at one end. Nice job by Brazil at the other, as this thing is obviously loosened up a little bit. Turnover, a rare one by Amani. They have really played the game at a high level here in terms of forcing turnovers, taking care of the basketball at the other end. That's just their 5th turnover in the game. Good work on the offensive boards there by Kylan Holmes. Senior playing in his final moments for Amani. Twisting layup is on the mark there by Mac 4. And a timeout charge to Berlin Brothers Valley. 28-2 coming in. Their lone losses to Greensburg Central Catholic, 72-64. Uniontown, 67-60. Had a 16-game winning streak during the season. And this is a program, as we talked, 3 times in the state finals. Barring a miracle here, will fall to 0-3 in those. But I don't know, Jim, and I know how tough these losses are to take. But boy, it's memories to make it through those first 4 rounds and be here. It's quite an accomplishment.
Oh, they've provided great memories for themselves and for the town. And those are the things that you can't take away. It's not always the end result sometimes that dictates what happened in the journey. And the journey for them has been absolutely unbelievable. There's not a lot of people in the state of Pennsylvania or any state that can walk around and say, I've been to 3 state finals. Win, lose, or draw. They cannot say that. And that's the thing. That's an accomplishment in itself. And they have a lot to be proud of.
3 schools in the school district, according to research that we did. Located at 1025 East Main Street in Berlin. Their total enrollment, 183, 95 females and 88 males. They've got a nice collection of basketball players for just 88 to choose from. Monty Christian Academy has a total enrollment of 40, 11 females, 29 males. It's the small school classification. This young man has had quite an afternoon. Squeezes off a fall-away 3. Crosser has it taken away. And a leak out the other way, turning defense into offense. They do it so well.
They've had a great afternoon at doing that. And the thing of it is, you got to like that the way they look for each other. They've been like that from the get-go in this game, looking for each other and doing a great job of finding them people. A lot of assists today for a lot of people.
Dozen of them to be exact. We have reached our media timeout. Imani Christie, 77-41.
PA Books brings Pennsylvania authors and readers together for an in-depth one-on-one conversation about Pennsylvania's past, its people, and its contributions. Join authors as they discuss facts and findings that led to the creation of their book. PA Books, starting at 7 p.m. on Sundays, as well as weekdays at 8 a.m. and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. PCN is Pennsylvania History and Culture.
Day one of this 3-day basketball extravaganza from the Giant Center. 12 title games, 6 boys, 6 girls, all doubleheaders. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and then, of course, the evening doubleheaders as well. It is a frantic 16 days. The PIAA does a terrific job when you think about the amount of games and all the arrangement and the travel and things that need to be coordinated. This is truly March Madness. Loose ball winds up into the hands of Hutzel. And a hustle hoop there for Craig Jarvis. 6'2 senior, and again, we reiterate what Coach Prosser talked about in terms of, he hasn't been latched onto in terms of a D2, D3 college basketball player. Over 1,500 points in his career, including going over 1,000 as a junior. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, he's just a very, very headsy player, very tough player inside. The aggressive part of this team has always run through him, and he's been a great rebounder as well. And he'll make somebody a really good college prospect.
Good ball movement here. 4 for 3. If that makes any sense. It's 7, I guess, right? 4 for 3. I don't know.
That's a good one. Here's a long bomb from the outside.
Four checks off Hutzel. Their closing speed is just so tough to deal with. And 4 looking for 3 more. 4 is adding up to 3 right now, back to back. For the 6-foot junior, he had 42 on the year, a 30% three-point shooter. That went off the mark by David Compton.
Looks like we're going to get a curtain call here for Amani as we're going to take a look at the last couple of threes from the corner. Nice job with that jump shot right there by 4. Excellent form. Came into the ball game making 42 out of 139 on the season, but it's been successful here in this fourth quarter.
Stepping to the free throw line is Jarvis. 20 against County Day earlier in the tournament. Again, battled through illness, flu-like symptoms, gave him an IV to get him through the game against Linville, and he responded with a 21-point effort. Those are the things down the road. They'll all be talking about that. Do you remember when?
A lot of fond memories in this group.
Sure
That's
is.
what I said.
Sure is.
Those are the things that nobody can take away. No loss, no anything can take away those memories that you've discovered and the bonding that you've had with these guys for the last 3 years.
And Jarvis will take a curtain call right there. Craig Jarvis, one of the outstanding careers, will be joined by his running mate, Pate Prosser. And Dad greeting his son, an emotional moment. Quite a journey. Quite a 4-year run for the Prosser family and everybody involved in that Berlin Brothers Valley program. Subs in for Amani, that was number 14, Isaiah Bradshaw, he's a freshman. 23 is Donovan Gordon, 30 is Braylon Green, all freshmen. Dejan Burnett's back out there. 35 is Cam Rice. He's a 9th grader for Berlin. Hutzel remains in the game, number 5. '24 is in there. Carson Jarvis, a 5'9 freshman. Carson's appeared in 28 games this year. 50 is Levi Leonard, the young man you referenced earlier. Matt Miller to inbounds as a sophomore. Three-pointer and the rebound cleared by Hutzel. Hayden will be responsible to be one of the team leaders next year. Leak out for Green.
Again, good ball movement by Amani, looking for each other. Still in this pressure defense right here to the bitter end.
4, laying one up and in. Clock racing towards zeros. Amani Christian Academy will go back-to-back. First 2 appearances in the state tournament. They became part of the PIAA back in 2012. Participated in what they called the CAC.
0, Corbin Cordell. 14, Carson Genilo.
Curtain call for Hutzel, but the afternoon belongs to Amani Christian Academy. Final seconds ticking off. Here's Carson Jandillo into the ball game. Afternoon belongs to Amani Christian Academy. Cruised to victory, winning by a final of 79-52. Post-game festivities will take place. Bob Schellenberg will take us through the trophy presentation. So that'll put the ball into Lincoln Park's corner later on, Jim. Amani becomes the 9th WPIAL program to win back-to-back state boys basketball championships. Emphasize that that's on the boys' side. Lincoln Park will have a chance to do that later on tonight.
Yeah, it's a great, move that when you get back-to-back, it's a monumental thing. You have the target on your back. You said how they played such a tough schedule all year, and then you can see where that tough schedule has rewarded them with a great effort here in the run to the PIAA championship.
Yeah, I mentioned Loganville, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, Lancaster, South Carolina. I mean, the Florida teams. Very misleading 18-10 record in terms of the 10 losses. And it pays big dividends for them as they come here. But they showed a hunger to repeat as a champion. They really got after it defensively. Their effort was just off the charts. And as a result, you go back-to-back.
Yeah, they did a great job. And the things that impress you here today when you look at it, the ability to work with each other, look for their teammates all the way through, the ability to play defense and make defense create offense, which they did from that second quarter on, which turned this ball game right around very quickly. It was a pretty close ball game there in that first quarter.
Yeah, it was.
Second quarter, really, that defensive adjustment turned this whole ball game right around.
Yeah, Berlin got off to a good start. They had it tied at 11 at one point. Let's send it over now to Bob Schellenberg and our medal and trophy presentation.
Champions, Berlin Brothers Valley. You've made your school, your community very proud. What a season. 28-3. Memories that will last a lifetime. At this time, we're going to present the runner-up medals. Tanner Prosser, head coach of the Mountaineers, will conduct our award ceremony. The first medal goes to their athletic trainer, Amy Hankinson. Their manager, Gannon Shepley. Scorekeeper, Vinny Trulick. Now the players. Brady Janitlo. Carson Janitlo. Ryan Janitlo. Carson Jarvis. Corbin Cordell. Najee Magruder. Chase Pareto. Connor Cooney. Levi Leonard. Matt Miller. Marquin Suber. Matt Ford. Hayden Hutzel. Joey Richardson. Parker Black. Craig Jarvis. Pace Prosser. Assistant coaches, Eric Lauer. Craig Stifler. Jake Zorn. And the head coach of the Berlin Brothers Valley Mountaineers, Tanner Prosser. And now we ask the captains to please step forward. At this time, the captains, Parker Black, Craig Jarvis, Paige Prosser, will now receive the 2024 PIAA 1A runner-up trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mountaineers of Berlin Brothers Valley. And now it is time to meet your 2024 PIAA Class 1A boy champions, the Saints from Amani Christian Academy. Head coach Kyrie Wilson presenting the medals to Ross King, Cam Rice, Donovan Gordon, Braylon Green, Isaiah Bradshaw, Dashawn Gordon, Javon Allen, David Compton, Tristan Brown, Deshawn Burnett, Destin Hubbard, Marcus Williams, Kylan Holmes, R.J. Sledge, Nate Brazil, Avery Wesley. Assistant coaches, N1 Wesley, Gerald Warwick, Evan Scott, and Derek Taylor. And the head coach of the Amani Christian Academy Saints, Kyrie Wilson. At this time, we're going to ask the athletic director, Mr. Cliff Simon from Amani Christian Academy, to step forward as you are now presented with the 2024 PIAA Class 1A Boys Championship Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Saints of Amani Christian Academy.
Congratulations once again go out to Kyrie Wilson, head coach, and the Saints as we welcome you back here courtside. But Jim, let's first of all start with Berlin Brothers Valley, an emotional scene between a father and a son, putting a state runner-up medal around your son. This is the end of an era at Berlin's Brothers Valley, and what a terrific run for those seniors.
Oh, it's been an outstanding run, as we've talked about during the game. I mean, a lot of memories, a lot of bonding between the guys that played 3 times. And I said, you can't go many places and hear somebody say to you, yeah, we're in the state finals 3 times. times, win, lose, or draw, and that's the situation that they got to think about today. It's hard right now, but they will think about it in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Got off to such a great start. They had it 11-11, but, it takes a little time, and, of course, that defense for Amani just proved to be too much for him this afternoon.
I tell you, Mike, there's one thing that jumps out at you in that stat sheet: 22 steals, 22-4 in steals. That's the thing that dictate the whole ball game. It's very rare you're going to look at a stat sheet and see those kind of statistics, but that was the key. That defensive effort, that full court or quarter court pressure is the thing that really turned it around.
And again, we talked about it a little bit. There's going to be talk about, the boundaried schools and the not boundaried schools. PIAA is trying to do their part. Amani will bump up after this 2-year cycle of being here twice, so it'll be at least to the AA. And as we talked about with football and Imhotep Charter, they're up to number 6. So you keep winning, you're going to keep bumping up, and they are making an effort to try and balance that playing field.
Yeah, they've done a great job with that, and I think this formula has worked very, very well.
Yeah.
And I know there's some people that aren't happy with it, but the thing of it is, success, you got to be able to move up, and that's what's happened. You get a couple of transfers. The whole thing is built out, and it's played out very, very well, and it's a playing field that's very, very objective and not subjective.
Story for another day, huh? How about our player of the game? He was sensational here this afternoon, wasn't he?
Oh, he did an outstanding job. I mean, when you look at it, he comes up with the steals. He does everything you want to look at. The thing of it is, he was 22 points on the afternoon, did a great job, 6 assists, 8 steals. There wasn't much that he didn't do here this afternoon. He guided these guys when they needed him to be the point guard and the shooter he was when they needed him on the break. And that pass right there might be the play of the weekend. I know we're early in Thursday, but that might be the play of the weekend right there.
Player of the game is R.J. Sledge. The player of the game sponsored by Lebanon Valley College. Listed number 1 in Pennsylvania for job placement, Lebanon Valley College. And a reminder, PIAA championship games are the exclusive property of the PIAA. Television coverage is licensed to PCN, whose exclusive rights are protected by federal copyright law. Any retransmission of any kind or other use of the television coverage of this game without the expressed written consent of PIAA is prohibited by law. Our post-game show coming up. Christy Fulkerson, Steve Degler will talk to the winners on behalf of Jim Wills and all of us here at PCN. I'm Mike Zambelli. Thanks for tuning in to Championship Basketball here this afternoon. We'll see you later on tonight.
Relive the action with PCN. Did you know you can rewatch this and other PIAA championships with the PCN Select streaming service? You can also purchase digital downloads, Blu-rays, and DVDs of PIAA sports championships on the PCN store. Ready to sponsor the PIAA championships? Get your business off the sidelines and into the game. Contact us at PCNTV.com or send us an email at sponsor@PCNTV.com. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports.
Watch PCN's coverage of Pennsylvania politics and policy, history and culture, sports, and more with the PCN app. Stream live events and video on demand in HD from your favorite device. Go to PCNTV.com to start streaming today.
Why should you consider donating to PCN? Because PCN is your network for everything Pennsylvania. More politics and policy, intriguing history and culture, and the best in high school sports. On cable and streaming, you get more of Pennsylvania with PCN. Please consider donating today. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
Hear stories from Pennsylvanians who served our country with Voices of Veterans on PCN. In a series of interviews, service members offer a rare glimpse into the stories that only they can tell. Watch episodes on demand with the PCN Select streaming service. To nominate someone for Voices of Veterans or to share your story with PCN, go to PCNTV.com. PCN, proud to bring Pennsylvania history and culture to you.
We welcome you back to Giant Center in Hershey. 79-52, Amani Christian Academy repeating as champions here in the single A classification. So pleased to have you here watching our live coverage on PCN. Christy Fulkerson, Steve Degler, so pleased to be joined by a couple of champions here in the single A class, RJ Sledge, Coach Wilson. Congratulations on an outstanding effort. RJ, I want to start with you. What does it mean to come back to Giant Center and repeat as champions?
I feel good. All our hard work paid off this year. We ain't had the best year, but we made the best out of it. That's all I got to say.
I know you were outstanding offensively for this team today, but talk about the defensive effort, forcing 26 turnovers. I know you had a hand in that too with 8 steals. How huge was that today?
That's what come first. He preached defense every day at practice, and that's what we get it done. We play defense hard every day at practice. We battle at practice on defense. That's what our team is built around, is defense.
Coach, not a lot of guys want to play defense. They want to put the ball in the basket, but you get them to do both of that because of the transition game.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm really trying to prepare them for college. So whenever you go to college, you got to be able to play both sides of the ball. And if you want to eventually be a professional, you got to be able to play both sides of the ball. A lot of the professionals that even get a chance, they start off by being defensive paralysis first and then being able to run to the corner and hit that shot. So I'm just trying to prepare them for the next level the best I can. And we know that whenever you play great teams, other great teams, is going to come down to possessions. How do we get the possession? So we got to stop people and get possessions.
It's a tight game early in the first quarter, and then you had a 19-0 run in the second quarter. What kind of fueled that for you guys to basically put this one away?
Just like I always say, we're like a boxer. So the first quarter, we like to go out there and throw our jab, you know what I mean? Slip a little bit, do our little Floyd Mayweather dance, and then go ahead and adjust and figure out where we need to adjust that so we can get it done. And I think really today was about settling down. I don't think we did anything any different. It was just we needed to settle down. He has to take a couple of shots. Nate got to take a couple of shots. VZ got to take a couple of shots. And then we get our chance to really calm down, see who's in front of us, and then kind of lock in.
You had 9 different scorers, so great balance. I'm sure that was a key to your success all season long. Talk about your strength of schedule, though. Played a lot of out-of-state teams. How does that prepare you for moments like this?
It make the games easier. So, we playing, top players in the country all year. So when we come back here, it's just easy. Not good at all. I'm going to be honest.
RJ, it's easy. He makes it look easy. That's
he does.
For
When
sure.
you guys get on a roll like you did there, especially in the defensive end, I mean, how much fun do you guys having out there at the time because you're doing what you're supposed to do according to your coach?
We have a lot of fun. You see Nate caught a body, and we just turn the crowd up, and we bring the energy to the stadium.
When you see a team back-to-back years, too, do you expect, do you know you're coming in with a target on your back? Do you guys have to have that extra edge to start a game like this, too? It felt like that second quarter, that 19-0 run, changed the game completely.
It's not really a target because, I don't know. But the 19-0 run, that's what we've been doing that all year, all playoffs. So, it's nothing new. Everybody give us their best shot in the first quarter. We just got to fill the game out. After that, it's over.
You know what else isn't new? The gold medal around your neck. So congratulations.
Yeah,
3.
congratulations, guys.
Yeah, we need to talk about that, though, because this kid has now won his 3rd consecutive state championship, looking to get another one in the highest qualification. He's a gamer. He's a player. He is one of our leaders. Like you said, he had all those turnovers. He sparks us defensively, and you can see why he's a champion and why soon he'll be on ESPN watching him play college basketball.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be great. He scores in a variety of ways, too. It's really impressive to watch.
22 points, 6 steals, 6 assists, 9 steals.
Yeah, it was
we lose
good day.
track. So many great numbers. He's a stat stuffer over here. Congratulations on a great team effort. PIAA championship. Enjoy it, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys.
Single A champions from Amani Christian Academy getting things done here from Giant Center in Hershey. That will do it for our live coverage of the Single A boys. Of course, 79-52, the final score here. Don't go anywhere. We've got more basketball to come tonight. 6 o'clock, we've got the 3A Girls Championship Contest. Keep it here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Live coverage, 12 championship games all weekend long. That'll do it for our live coverage of the Single A boys. For Steve Degler, from Jim Wills and Mike Zambelli, our entire crew, I'm Christy Fulkerson saying so long. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock for the 3A girls title game.
PCN and the PIAA, bringing the best of high school athletic championships to you. PCN and the PIAA are Pennsylvania sports.